hopefully see right here. Boom!
I love this squiggly blue line. Maybe we should just keep that.
Squiggle.
I love me a good squiggle.
Okay, so it's Tarek's birthday today, so happy to... blah, blah. Yes, that.
Grats, my friend.
I find it hard to English at 20 to 5 in the morning. Do you even English, bro?
Well,
Do you even England?
it doesn't. It's not whether I.
Do you
No,
even
no,
England, Dad?
No.
Do you even England?
Do I sound British to you? Please. Actually, I had someone say to me in the gym recently, they're like, "Where are you from? You don't sound British." And he was from Brazil, so I don't
And
know.
what did you say to him?
I said,
What kind of things that you have?
no, no. I didn't start rapping. It's not my default response.
Okay.
All right. But no, he was just perplexed. He said my accent just does not sound British, which I find strange. Though that said, if there are people that actually have seen some of the older interviews with me from many years ago when I was a Quake player, I still am a Quake player.
I highly recommend them.
No, please don't. But I do.
Say plastic, Dad. Say plastic.
I do sound very different. And
Say plastic.
I tailored my accent for
plastic.
broadcasting. But that's besides the point. I digress. We're into the pistol rounds right now, and we do have CLG versus SKDC. CLG starting off on the CT side, and already there's a swell of players trying to make their way up A-long at the moment here for SKDC. And so far, so good for them. They've made their way up, but now comes the hard part. Actually taking the bomb site, although it might not be too hard because look at that. Cutler is there, blind as a bat, and he is alone as well. The rest of his teammates isolated by the well-placed smokes on crossover. SKDC up against a lot at the moment. Now as the smoke dissipates, hazed in with a great headshot there onto Virtus. And Finesse coming in from Catwalk. Can he save the day? And there it is, pops Dumour's head. And now JDM, 64, and Els have to make this work.
Oh, this is going to be big.
Oh.
Ret. So, is Dumour in your dream team?
I think he is actually. I'm not sure.
I've got relics. I've got relics in my dream team.
After I selected Envious, Happy, Kyoshima, and Shocks, I closed my eyes. So how are these guys?
Wow. Well, I selected relics.
I think Dumour might be actually though.
He's got one kill. I'm happy. You've done well, boys.
I think I took an Australian player as well. I think, but I can't remember which one.
You know, an Australian I would like to take Margot Robbie for my wife. She is delicious.
I don't know who that is.
She's gorgeous. Undeniably gorgeous. Australia produces the finest women on the planet. Along with Brazil.
I concur.
Moving swiftly on. Hazed has whipped out the Deeg, and JDM is not happy with the results of that. Because he, my friend, was shot in the face.
That is disagreeable, to say the least.
Indeed.
So, SKDC now with their Galils. Their Galils need to make sure that they actually make a play now together. They've only got 40 seconds left in the round, and the bomb is still just sat there, and all the spray relics finds himself the Noah stack through the smoke, and that's going to reward him 2 frags. But Haste has got other ideas. Dumour going to hit the ground thanks to the Deagle there, and Lucky and Haste are really low at the moment, but it's going to be relics to finish off one of them, as Haze also is going to make his way in and gets himself taken out as well. And we are going to go into the next round. SKDC with a pretty clean one there. Well, it was clean enough. It was clean enough. So now we have the full eco coming in from CLG. And honestly, there's nothing for me quite as hopeless. It feels as though it's very hopeless as a full eco on the CT side of Dust 2 at this stage.
Put Peter on hot coals. He's running on fire. Left at 31 HP. And why doesn't it say who we are actually watching right now? Okay, there it is. All these bugs, man. It's
There's
ridiculous.
always 3 bugs. I love it. You always find something.
You are now riding with Anonymous.
The
How do we do this?
The suspect.
We just seem to break the game.
We don't have any health.
Kim K breaks the internet. We break Counter-Strike Go.
We don't
I
have
think
any
the two are
health or
comparable.
bullets.
They are not mutually exclusive.
So something's definitely going on there. We have discovered a new bug. It's okay though, we can see the health on the sides of the screen. Either way, tentative start here, but SKDC working on that cat control. Actually, CLG with a decent setup, if only they had actual weapons to use in this position, it would be really, really nice to defend from with this line that they have going for them. But SKDC should make quick work of this and put us into the next round promptly, as CLG are slowly but surely getting eliminated and taking lower and lower on the health. But Cutler with a snap onto Virtus is going to find himself a weapon, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, we've got a couple frags coming in from CLG. But I don't know if it's going to be enough here, as it's all down to Cutler. He's going to get eliminated at the end. And there you go. 3-0 CLG now in with their buy-in. There it is, that Peter AWP that has spelt the doom of many European teams offline recently.
Well, see if it can do the same now. Looks like I do wonder. I guess okay, he's flashing for a teammate, and then I expect he'll probably play short later on in the round, as they won't expect anybody there just yet. But look at this, rush B, guys. Didn't work out for Virtus. Can Hayes defend?
Oh, it's a good flash actually, and he's going to pick up one quick frag. However, the trade comes in immediately. 3-on-3, and now they are smoking off both entrances. This is really painful. You can see Finesse trying to jump over the smoke to get himself some kind of vision.
That's a good point, actually. Why don't people try and boost on that box in that situation? Because otherwise, we're just standing outside the door for ages, just as these CTs are right now.
Because, James.
They're just hanging out. Where's the picnic, boys?
Alright, it's a lovely sunny day here in Dusty. So they're going to make their way in slowly through the smoke, trying to use those flashes to get themselves some entry. But that's not going to happen. Peter going to save the AWP, and that was a really smart call there from SKDC. Even potentially expecting maybe a double AWP setup, and if there had been one, hitting it as fast as they did, they may have even beaten that AWP to the position on plateau. So I actually like the thought process from SKDC to go for that fast rush there, to beat out the first big buy of CLG.
All right.
Thanks for that, James. So CLG, now with just the AWP on Peter, are going to be in a bit of a predicament, because really he needs to keep that alive. Is he going to be able to do that? I don't know. It's going to be pretty tough, isn't it?
Yes.
So, with Peter AWPing long and giving his position away now, because they would have heard where the AWPer is, and they know that there's just one AWP on the team, that would suggest that they should probably work towards B at the moment.
Do you know what the French say?
What do they say?
A whoop.
What?
A whoop.
A whoop. I figured. Oh, okay.
For AWP.
Yeah, I got
So
that.
the Nordics say AVP.
Yep.
We say AWP. The French say a whoop.
Do they really?
Yeah.
That seems very impractical.
It's French.
Trying to say French people impractical.
No.
Or have
That's what they say.
impractical habits.
I wonder what the French Canadians say, actually.
Anyway, we get the wrap. Not sure where to take that one. The wrap coming in onto that B site, and SKDC cleaning up pretty effectively. Peter has gone down as well, and the AWP is out of the hands of CLG. And we're seeing, I think, in the European League today as well, not just the North American games on Dust 2, we're seeing some crushing Dust 2 sides. We're seeing some really crushing Dust 2 sides. For T, that is. Already 5-0, and you can see CLG benefiting from the max bonus from losing 5 rounds in a row. So now they can get the buys coming in all the time, which sounds good, but only for as long as you're losing rounds, which is not exactly
The plan.
what you
Not
want.
the general idea, then.
No, not really. Not really.
Bomb has been left in T-spawn, which is something you often see on Mirage, but not something you necessarily see on Dust 2.
Okay,
Okay, so these guys
they just
are
NL'd it.
saying not live because
North London.
the internet is being a little bit weird, as you can see. And now they continue. So, gentlemanly conduct here in North America. Respect to you guys. Bison's all round.
Bison's on the house. I hope when you're like a washed-up commentator one day that like in the
What?
future you'll.
Why would you say that?
When you're like 6 years old or something, because you know you have a very illustrious career. There'll be a harsh downfall, and you're going to open up a pub, and it'll be called the Bison's Arms or something generic like that.
If I open up a pub as a washed-up commentator, it's going to be called Daniel is a Muppet.
Okay, that's fair. Well, that's good. EC going to be pushing up middle now. Cutler able to take down Relics promptly, and also actually getting some frags coming in from Els, who single-handedly on this wraparound. They're all over the place. SKDC pushing all across the map and winning the Angels. CLG right now need to step it up when it comes to the basically just the individual play, because SKDC are going to start feeling a lot of liberty when it comes to just saying, you know what, we can just win the one-on-ones. Let's just find ourselves all the picks and challenge you guys. And let's rely less on some of these more intricate strategies and tactical calls here. And JDM going to pick up the frag onto Cutler at the end there. And this does not look good for CLG, considering the momentum that SKDC have and kind of maybe the flow state that they're starting to generate.
Okay, so that is a big 6 on the side of SKDC. Again, if you are a designer, please make these guys a logo. They deserve one. They play Counter-Strike. They don't build, they destroy. And L's not going to win that duel through the smoke. On long, he will be on 13 HP and forced to retreat. You can see he has, though, at least for the time being, made CLG expend 2 players over to the area. However, Cutler is rotating already. Lucky is going to be in that mid area, just keeping an eye on things. Oh! He was right in the line of fire there, and he does not escape. He gets taken out.
That's a big loss there. Already at the start of the round. A minute left now to play for as SKDC make their way up catwalk at the moment. Dumore looking to potentially get some information on where the players for CLG are actually standing on this A-bomb site. It's just Finesse, though. He's the only man there. Of course, they do have a man on long as well, but that's pretty much it for the A defense. So SKDC really have every option in the world, all looking good for them. Els hit to try to watch for any flanking plays. Peter looking like he wants to move through Longhouse. He's going to actually go for that, and he's going to get taken out immediately by Els, who was lying in wait, so patient. And now a 4-on-2 situation for CLG as SKDC rally behind this B push. And there it is. Hey, he's going to miss the first shot. Does connect with the header, do more to drop the bomb just for now. And there's the second one. Hayes finds himself an incredible frag, and it's all on him to try to win this. He closes the distance with the PG-1000, does get the dink, but not the frag. And Hayes, it was a good effort, but another round for SKDC as they go 7-0.
That was a really, really good effort indeed by him, but just couldn't get that second last frag in time to put himself in a 1v1 situation. As we said, it was a good effort indeed. CLG, 7 rounds down. Find themselves on an eco here. Pistols, some Kevlar for Lucky and Hayes, but not much else going on. Oh, there are CZs on the map, though. You can see they're keeping their money between 2,400 and 3,200. So I think next round we should see maybe an AWP. Ooh, what a great shot there by Cutler, putting Els on 1 HP. But isn't able to finish it off, at least for the time being. Relic's looking to kind of start to clean up the area. But again, because of the close distances, he has to be careful. Basically, first one to shoot wins. But he's got the spray to take out Peter there. Let's have a look at where Els is holding with his 1 HP. And how useful he can be with only one pixel of health. JDM and Virtus going to thin the numbers here for CLG. Once again, it is an eco. The last 2 remaining, both carrying Kevlar. You wonder if they will choose to save if they can. Hayes, though, stuck in a difficult place, and there he's going to get eliminated. Got 1 frag, however, but that's not going to pay for his Kevlar and CZ.
Yeah, it does not pay the bills. So CLG, they are struggling massively without Tarek, it would seem, as well. You know, got to factor in that they're playing with a sub here. There is Lucky. So I can see if you can get some exits here, but Largely speaking, CLG not with a response here. Do you feel like it's mostly down to the fact that they're just unable to hold individually against SKDC right now? Or do you feel like there is something more systemic?
What do you feel?
You can't just answer a question with a
I
question.
just did.
No, no, but you can't.
But I just did.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna answer it.
What are you gonna do about it?
It doesn't matter that.
I can do whatever I want.
They can't.
What do you think?
Shut up.
Double orbs coming out here for CLG. Let's have a look at where they are. So Peter, it will lose to JDM64. Didn't have a team for the longest time. Nice to see him being picked up here by SKDC. Definitely made some significant improvements to their roster in recent weeks following the acquisition of players such as JDM64.
Oh, up a dark push here coming in from Haste. And Virtus takes him down. And look at this, what is happening right now? CLG going for aggressive movements all over the shop, looking for those one-on-ones. And once again, they're being not only bested, James, but beasted is probably a better term by SKDC, as it's just Cutler left again. Oh dear. Dearie me. This is not a good look here for CLG. Not
Can
for
we bring up the odds again? I want to see the odds again.
All right, let's get the odds.
I would love to see the odds.
Oh, that's odds one down. Odds one up.
And odds. Okay, so 77% e-gaming bets, 63% CSGO Lounge. Could be worse, but those are still pretty huge odds.
Yeah.
If you speak to an odds geek, he'll tell you, well, actually, that is pretty significant. So,
Don't think you need an odds geek for that, James. There's there's a big chunk of orange, and it's much bigger than the darker chunk of orange.
thank you for that analysis, Dan.
There you go. There you go.
Why don't you make a video about that?
I will.
Great.
If I can make a 30-minute video about 2 rounds of Counter-Strike, I'm pretty sure I got that covered.
Yeah, I shouldn't challenge you to these
Yeah,
things.
don't you dare.
Because you will deliver.
I will.
And then we will all be remorseful.
Exactly.
9-0. Are we looking at a clean sweep here for SKDC?
It could very well go that way. I mean, again, CLG largely look to be... It looks like they're fairly deflated at this point as well, because also they're not able to play with proper money. Look at this, three Famouses. They're having to basically go all MacGyver most of the time with the fact that they just don't have enough money, so that affects the way that they want to play. They can't play with 2 orbs, they can't play with 1 orb. They can't have enough grenades.
This is like the Atlantic City buy, Dan. That's what I'm calling it.
The what?
The Atlantic City buy.
The Atlantic City buy.
It's cheap. You're not sure if it's what you want or if it will do the job. And you feel a bit dirty.
What has that got to do with Atlantic City?
Well,
I don't
Dan,
mean to Atlantic City.
I'm not sure if this is the while it's like 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't know if it's late enough in America to tell these stories, Dan.
Okay.
But let's wait until an interval. It is 4-on-4.
Need watershed.
And there's 30 seconds remaining. It's not what I did, it's what I saw.
Okay. Alright.
But we'll get back to that after this round.
Okay.
So how are SKDC going to bring this to 10? Well, that's a good start. Dumore just going to rip off Cutler's head.
Great entries here from Dumore again. And if he is on my fantasy team, high five to him.
What is this? This aiming.
I know, this is
America,
the thing.
please!
This is the thing about SKDC right now, because the thing is, right, when you're playing a match and you can sense, you can feel that they're not only that the opponents are deflated, but they're breaking mentally. You start to apply pressure even more so. You start to do crazier things, and you start to get away with it. That even compounds the situation for the CTs in this case, because now they feel even worse about taking these fights, and the confidence rises even higher for SKDC.
Yeah,
So
well,
it's a slippery slope.
we've seen a lot of just straight up aiming today. We saw it from Elevate as well on Inferno. They were just like, again, just walking up top mid. So I'm going to pick you and shoot you in the head. Like, simple as that. Who needs anything else? And we're seeing similar things here from SKDC, you know, flashing into sight, of course, but they're just turning corners and shooting people in the head.
Yeah, it's looking really good.
To almost no response at all.
And at the moment we have, who is that? It is going to be Dumore, still looking for potential entries there towards the catwalk area. Trying to bait out some grenades. Going to do that, just that at the moment. And of course, we saw previously those 2 fantastic entries. Has he got anything more to deliver? Can CLG finally put a stop to this? Shenanigans from Peter with the scout are incoming, it would seem. As the action is towards A. Going to have ourselves a bit of an A split. Just with Dumore, though, on Catwalk.
Flank is coming in from short, though. Although Dumore goes down just in time to waste that. But it's going to be a 4-on-4 as all the Ts are on long. And the CTs try to hold a site, pushing from short, boosting from CT spawn as well. The bomb is down, but there's only one CT remaining. They have to know where he is because obviously there was a boost there. Trying to wallbang him. That is Hayes. He doesn't have a helmet either, but that's not really relevant. He will fall to Virtus, and that is another round in the bag for SKDC. Big fat 0 still on CLG side.
When will it stop? When will it end? When will the reign of terror...
So I got a Greyhound from Philadelphia to...
Wait, you bought a Greyhound?
No, the Greyhound is like a coach. It's like a bus in New York. And no, we can't do this now. It's a buy round. We can't do it now, Dan.
All right.
We have responsibilities.
Exactly. Okay, so 4 pharmacists here for CLG. We're going to get a bit of cat play coming in. We've got 2 players there for their setup. They actually put a 4 towards A this time, so going a bit gambly. But already, Els is picking off Finesse through the doors long range on the longhouse. That sucks for CLG. Once again, it's as if nothing can go their way at the moment, as they are now down to just 4 players. 3 of which still towards A, actually. So if SKDC do intend to go A, have a good go of it. Peter able to pick up 1 frag on the flank there. As Cutler also putting the stop on the cat play. So finally, CLG looking like they could potentially get a round in the bag right now. 3-on-4 in their favor. That's a good series of grenades and a shot from JDM64 coming into play to equalize the situation. 3 against 3 now with 39 seconds on the board.
Look at the positions of the T's. Virtus was just here for the longest time. They are playing passive positions, expecting some kind of eco here from the opposition. But with 20 seconds, how did JDM64 get there? Oh, he's just peeked away from the window at the wrong time. Unlucky. It's going to get out of the site. I guess he's going to play for the retake here with his CTs, although he was looking towards double doors as if he expected more people. He's going to get wallbanged in the head. Not even wallbanged, that's straight through the gap in the door. Just with a few seconds left, the bomb goes down. 2 versus 2 retake here for the CTs. Peter gets the first frag. This could be their first round, and indeed it will be, as Hayes takes down Virtus. So 1-11 here in favor of SKDC. CLG not out of it yet, but with a hell of a lot to do.
It's the fact that best case is 4 rounds is
less than optimal.
Yes.
Less than desirable.
That's a nice way to put it. I would have said horrendous.
Okay, so again, while they won the round, they were indeed lacking money. So the FAMAS coming out for Lucky, which was swapped with someone else. I'm not sure if he bought another weapon and threw it elsewhere, but
boost.
There's still lots of money here on the T side.
This is what Peter does. This is what Peter does. Just Peter things.
Yeah, well, he's been stuck in long all half, and with 3 rounds remaining, he's rotating position. But it's Lucky who gets the first frag through B tunnel.
I actually do like the fact that, again, we're seeing we saw this in the first match as well, but we saw the cognizance from SKDC to actually flash into short at the timing that Peter could push from a boost.
Positioning, standard positioning there by Virtus behind the pillar. Lucky did not see it in time, and that is almost an open bomb site.
So we're seeing pretty good play here from both sides at the moment. SKDC now have middle control. They still need to work on cat control, and Peter's there. So Peter is the next big obstacle here for SKDC. If Peter can get some kills, oh no, this could be bad. He needs to be ready for this. He is peeking with the AWP there. Good job by Peter. Takes the frag and falls back. So there you go. That's going to be essentially the advantage momentarily now, as CLG know where the players of SKDC are. But now, as time goes away, or passes rather, CLG lose that information they just got, loses value, and SKDC with the numbers advantage are going to be able to make a good, strong play here and abuse the fact that they are more into this bomb site than the man defending it. It's just one man. It's Finesse. He's going to get taken down by Relics now as Peter cycles in. And there it is, AWP in his hands. Ooh, gets the shot onto Els. That was fantastic. As Relics is by the big crate, the big box. he going to be able to stop these two players as they come in? Peter's there training that AWP on the right side of the box, now forced to move in. Can Relics get this shot? Looking for the spray with the AK, gets the second kill, and Relics will save the round for SKDC. And that is crippling right now. CLG have nothing in the coffers. 12-1 and no money to really do much of anything. There is a very scrappy buy. Peter at least has an AWP.
This is a bit of a tearjerker at the moment. Peter, no armor with that AWP. Rest of his team with the armor. Goes for the shot, doesn't manage to connect. And that is not going to be what they wanted, Jim. So Lucky having a quick peek in the tunnels. So we've got too long. Ooh. Els will need to be careful though, as CZ is challenging him. Although Cutler's going to swap for the close angle. The flash comes in, but it flashes his teammate.
Oh my God.
Completely unprepared there.
Oh
But
my
Hayes,
God.
with that CZ, showing why it's still dangerous. Teammate's going to pick up the range there and tap him down like he's a piano. 4 versus 3, and good positioning there from Virtus to take out the pushing CT. We're looking at 13-1 here.
That was like the most tragic story I've ever seen. So there's so much hope. There's a 2-on-1. We're going to take this guy down. We're going to steal his gun. We're going to turn the round around. And then the teammate flashes him, and he's blind. He can't do anything. He dies. Peter's still alive, though. So there is still hope with the AWP of Peter. Finesse is over at Gandalf as well. Oh, wow, he's going to catch him off. They had no idea he was there. Can he find something else? Virtus sprinting on the flank. Peter eliminated immediately, and Dumore finishes things off onto Finesse.
That story you mentioned, I can only compare it to being run over by an ambulance. It's like you were in a small car accident. You got out okay, and then you got run over by the ambulance who came to save you.
That sucks. I hope that's never happened.
No, I've only seen it in a film, a comedy film called Hot Shots,
Huh.
which is where I came up with that.
All right, well, this is the last round of the first half. SKDC might just be able to close this out 14-1. They've got a pretty large advantage. Just pistol armor here for CLG. Not even a helmet for Hayes. He opted instead to make sure that he
Look
could
at
have
this
full
smoke.
nades.
Can we observe this smoke that Peter's just thrown? Was that a deliberate smoke on top of the barrel there? Because if so, then that may be interesting. Give him a slight advantage over people push.
Actually seen that on YouTube, that smoke landing on the barrel. It's actually quite hard to do, but obviously you can see the legs of the players as they try to peek you, and you get an advantage in that sense. So,
Again, pay attention to the distance. Peter needs to stay close to the doors here so he can get the one tap with the 5-7. That's the whole idea here. Same thing with the P250. So this stance maybe going for a while. Oh, he almost finds it. Gets a tag on him, but he has been tagged himself, and he will prove victorious. He's not going to go for the gun though. He will know that the bomb is there, which means that there are going to be probably more T's loitering in the area. If he tries to get greedy, goes for the gun, then he may get caught short. But in fact, he will take down Dumore, and the bomb is down again. Now, SKDC are stuck in a difficult place. Peter will get that molly down and use it to rotate his position. Now things get really awkward as the rest of CLG start to try and stream in and cause even more problems. Although JDM going to shoot Cutler straight in the face with that Tech 9. That will become the thing of law soon enough. So, 2 T's left versus FNS with 37 HP. Oh, but he's going to win from timeout.
oh my god,
So-
that's amazing. The
So
bomb being
CLG
down, yeah.
double their score thanks to the efforts of Peter on long, which wasted so much time that FNS, look at the crosshairs. He just about survived that round. But he was alive for long enough for the score to go from 1 to 2.
Now this is an unexpected dominance. even with the subs, it's both teams have subs. It's not. I still would have expected a better response here from CLG on the CT side. They showed so many impressive. Their CT side on LAN was so good that it is quite perplexing. But I did actually hear that their LAN and their online game is very different. So it is.
I'm sure they were called onliners before though, or at least Tarek was.
Yeah, I don't know. What I saw on LAN was amazing from CLG, on Dust 2 at least. Not on the rest of the maps that I saw, but on Dust 2 it was very good. Either way, they need to channel that right now because they are in a very bad place. Already 13 rounds for SKDC. CLG can look at nothing but a victory here in this pistol to propel them into what could be a comeback. As Hayes is pushing Catwalk, trying to eliminate the players here, gain key map control of that area. And it is really clean here for CLG. They've lost nobody so far. And Relics, oh, go for the knife. The cheek of this man, Peter.
Dan.
But actually, that's really smart because if Peter gets the knife, he's going to have all the cash to splash for the AWP.
Dan,
Yes.
comeback Israel.
You what?
Comeback Israel.
You what, mate? Say that again.
I'm done.
All right, that's good. That's good for everybody. Let's spare them. All right, so another cap boost coming in here for SKDC. Looking for, oh, that's a nice little flash there coming out as well. But Cutler's really far back here, so he's protected against such flashes. Ooh, getting the spray as well. And it's a very fast round here. SKDC running to their suicide. JDM cowering in CT spawn. Let's see if he can pick something up. It will be not the case in this instance, as we have SKDC still hurting from the pistol round loss. We do have one more eco from them before the buys start to flow in, and this is really key as well because it's to re-inflate CLG. This is a moment for them to regain some momentum, regain morale, to say, you know what, guys, things are going our way right now. Let's like play seriously now. Let's really get this going. This comeback.
Israel.
Why do you keep saying Israel? It's really weird. I'm confused. You're a perplexing individual. Okay, so SKDC able to steal away an AK-47. Else with that one. And he would do quite well to hold on to that, actually, to be honest. As we do have the bomb going down there from Peter. So, CLG going to win themselves round number 5, but they're still going to be 8 behind SKDC. Like 8 before, not like to win, but 8 before they tie it up, and an additional like 11 before they win. So, or get to 15 even. So it's just, it's really tough, isn't it?
Yeah, it's all doable, but it's a long, hard slog with minimal margin for error.
And CLG can basically do whatever they want as well. Like they can. The thing is that they can play incredibly risky. They can do ridiculous stuff, because it's almost like by the time the full money bonus comes into play for them, sorry, for SKDC, by the time the full money bonus comes into play for them, CLG are on like 10 rounds. So it's they're still ahead by like 3. That's like kind of insane. So anyway, CLG going to be doing what they can here, and these double man cat setups are proving quite prevalent from these teams that we're witnessing here, which is definitely a bit of a difference to the European scene here. As we do get the wrap hit onto the B bomb site, the split coming into play from CLG, very fast and efficient, and beating out the timings of SKDC, not with the proper positioning or with grenades to really counter this play. CLG looking pretty hot at the moment. SKDC trying to keep hold of these weapons now on the save. Hayes going in for the hunt. They would do really well to eliminate all these weapons. That was a pretty cinematic angle there. Can they eliminate the remaining 2 though? You can see that they are fanning out across the map here to basically just locate them and eliminate them. And it looks like they may have a really... I think they know exactly where they both are. And the flames come in. Not a lot of hope to survive here. Very good job there by CLG. They eliminate their remaining 2 players, or remaining 3 players, and they lose nobody for it. Look at their money now. It's growing really quickly. CLG looking not too shabby. Is it actually going to happen? Are they going to make this work?
Oh dear, well not with smokes like that. Been blocked by teammates.
Okay.
But going well so far. Oh, look at all the 5-7s on the CT side. They are looking to do some damage.
Absolutely, and JDM is going to pick up one indeed. But the damage might be short-lived here as it's...
TV, please.
As it is just 2 more inverters left against the 4 remaining players here for CLG. Bomb ferrying its way up towards the A site now through long, and that will go down momentarily. And I'm just curious to see SKDC on a proper buy on their CT side. And so far they've been denied that, but next round we'll see a buy from them.
Relics and Hayes more or less matching each other for frags at the moment on 20 and 19 respectively.
All right. Do we see double up? Do we see double up? JDM surely will up. Yeah, there it is. Double up.
Look at you.
Double up. Okay. So, JDM 64. I actually love watching him up. He is an awesome upper. And Virtus, the stand-in there. He is standing in for Ocean. There is smokes over towards long here to block off the vision for JDM to actually get those AWP angles and allow them to actually move into the long area, or just to pressure it, just to basically delay the rotation from the CTs now as the B play is coming in, buying a key seconds here with smokes like that onto long. And wow, great shot there from JDM64. Peter goes down, and SKDC look pretty good for this retake of the B bomb side. They got a man advantage, health advantage, still some grenades to work with. They even have some time, and Lucky goes out for the frag, gets traded on, and now it's a 3-on-2. Hayes still quite low in upper dark. Gonna have to do a good job to stop this. He will do nothing, and it is just Finesse left. And he's behind the smoke, trying to bide his time to take him down, the defuser, but it's not going to happen. SKDC with a nice cleanup, 3 men left, picking up an extra AWP at the end for the double AWP, set up again, and CLG now. They built up a massive bank. Look at that. Would you look at the money that they have still? But the commodity they do not have is the rounds. That is something that SKDC have. And look at that, trades both ways at the start. Madness.
Alright, so SKDC 2 rounds away from victory. CLG with half the score of SKDC, and what a story that tells. Rex is holding down things here with Molotovs and such. And the CTs are a man down already. They've got 2 people in B. Nobody mid at the moment. L's just trying to hold A short on his own for the time being. That smoke, though, maybe he is to try and bait the CTs. Who knows? Wait and see how they react. Hayes is going to try and peek the A bomb site. So seems maybe they were trying to fake, trying to draw a CT away from A, trying to figure out where the extra man was.
I really like this here. Trying to bust open the A site. 2 to a site means that there's just 1 on top of A itself, as Relics has to divert his attention to long here. So they could really try to overwhelm SKDC here, but they've actually decided to actually just go for a little bit of the distraction here, just putting 1 player on A to begin with, then deciding. JD going to take down Finesse as well, and L's there, going to get a quick one-on-one against Hayes. He will win that one, and SKDC are still a man to the good, but the problem is the bomb is down. It's planted for short here, and Lucky is over there to try to defend this. JDM is cut off behind the smoke there as he makes his way up catwalk, and Lucky lurks. Ever ready. Cutler sprays down Relics, holding the site effectively now for his team. And it goes to more though, the man that could make the difference here. And indeed he will. Cutler will bang down, and Lucky going to get the frag and do more in trouble now, because here comes Lucky. He's going to get the second follow-up, and there it is. Another round for CLG as they claw their way back. But there's still such a long way to go for them.
That's going to mean that SKDC can expect an eco from them again. Again, they are on the CT side, and they will need more money than the T's if they are to mount a proper offense/defense. Ooh, Virtus shot down to 5 HP, surviving with a skin graft and then some for that one. Standard 3-man take here in a long area for SKDC. See how long they loiter there. So with pistols, they could stay there potentially, or even try and go for the flank. Short is already in control of CLG, and they do have 1 player holding the long doors just in case. Meanwhile, we have both Els and JDM peeking those doors, trying to get closer to FNS. Oh, and the bait is real. JDM picks up an AK. 3 versus 4. I think he will go for the save. Meanwhile, the others only got 5.7s, and Els, does he even have that? Well, he's going to just chill out in T-spawn, it seems. Try and help save the AK by seeing when his remaining opponents are coming towards them. Try and slow them down.
Another AK picked up as well here for SKDC. Definitely helps out if you can keep it alive. Ooh, we will actually even get another frag onto Cutler. This is actually quite important because if they can keep, I mean, there's a lot of rounds left, so if they can keep consistently wearing down CLG's money at the very least, although that said, they do have a lot of money looking at it, so it won't actually matter probably at all, considering that SKDC only need to win 2 rounds here, so that doesn't really have a super huge impact. SKDC just looking for just 2 rounds, that's all they need, and this is now their next big chance to do that. JDM with the timing onto long here, but the smokes, the flashes are going to basically ruin that for him. As we have the regular split here from CLG. They've got a man in upper dark. They're looking for entries and fragging around the double doors area middle, and they are soon to go for that cap play as well. But Hayes, in the meantime, 2 quick frags. Relics and JDM going to get eliminated. Another kill coming up in middle. CLG all over the place, but they're making the frags work. And it seems like a reverse story here. The team that's on the T side seems to get this godlike power for these one-on-ones, as it's left for just do more to try to clutch 1-on-4. He's dealt with 1 player, and there it is. Gets eliminated by Lucky. He's having a pretty good T half, actually. Definitely doing a good job there for CLG as a stand-in.
CLG are 8 for 1 on the T side so far. They've closed the gap to only 4 rounds. I say only 4 rounds, but SKDC are only 2 rounds away from victory. That's the big only. They do find themselves on an eco once again. Looking at their money, they should be dandy in the following round, but they need to close this up. They can't be allowing this to go the way of CLG, losing in the area of clutch rounds with 14 on the board.
Yeah, this would be a huge win here for SKDC if they could get these points away from CLG in this match, but 4-on-3 now. So bomb down again, and very, very good odds here for CLG to close this one out with no problem. But Dumore actually finds the frag onto Finesse there from below, but won't be able to pick up any weapons. And yeah, again, this is a home and away system that we have here, so each team will play each other twice, unlike the previous North American FACEIT League, where each team played each other once. Now it is we incorporated the home and away system as well, so that is lovely and dandy. So we will see another matchup between these 2 teams at a later date, and it's going to be the round there for CLG. 11-14, and all of a sudden, this match looks wide open. It looked so insanely terrible for CLG. It was almost a question whether they would even pick up 1 round on the first half.
Yeah, it was they were in dire straits, and they advanced in this round with 3 Molotovs in the bag. Let's see how they choose to use them. Nice double pop flash coming in the short area. It works as well, and Cutler just charges in there, takes out Relics for free. FNS with 1 HP, but this time 1 HP player will lose to the opposition. So 4 versus 4, 2 fast frags, one for either side.
And gearing up for a B split here is CLG. And Els might just spot the information, does pick up the kill onto Cutler and falls back in a timely fashion, as Dumore is going to spot 2 players towards Dark. The spray is coming in, looking for those heads, only takes down Hayes, as Lucky barrels into the bomb site. He needs some support here to get the bomb down, as SKDC are coming in for the attack, and Lucky easily taking down Virtus, who had next to nothing for support. And now it's JDM. They're walking in 1 man at a time. SKDC. This is not the way to go for the retake, as Lucky there aims very effectively towards the double doors, and there's not a lot to be done by JDM64 in that position, as his teammates with I mean, looking at that is it's a tragedy. It's tragic.
It is
going in one at a time, because they didn't, like, they heard the bomb being planted, but it could very well be faked, and he doesn't know where the bomb planter's teammate is. He could very well have been watching window, as he should have been. So definitely problematic there on that retake. But fast opening to this next round, as Finesse already going down straight away here. So SKDC getting themselves on a better start, but what is this? Relics coming in from the pit. They didn't check it, and that's 2 quick frags. That could spell the doom here of CLG. It leaves it to Hayes and Peter now. Peter will get the bomb plant, and luckily for CLG, the SKDC players are so far away, it's going to take them quite a while to get in position for a retake.
They've got no kit either.
And Hazed is incredibly important here. In fact, both players are, of course. But Hazed, if he goes down, then Peter, who's there on the slope, is going to have huge problems looking two ways at once. Hazed has to win this one-on-one for CLG to make this work, or at least delay him in time. Great play there from Hazed, switching his attention to help out Peter, and Peter did his job. Hazed did his, and that's another round there for CLG.
Okay, so there's a 1-round deficit now. Again, this is 11-1 in the second half. This is a crazy comeback here by CLG.
This is insane.
CLG, they're just making it work. Despite the 2 huge fast frags there on the pit on long A, they still take the round, make it look comfortable as well. And Virtus gets dinked again through the doors, being left with 9 HP as he advances over to the B side.
Indeed, 2 orbs coming in for CLG, but it's going to be JDM64 to pick off Lucky, as CLG now a man down early on in the rounds.
Yeah, look at the health of SKDC though. 4 HP, JDM, 9 HP for Virtus.
And they can dig in JDM64 at the back of plateau now, a safer position. But the issue for them is that they have a huge weakness on A at the moment. They've got a huge weakness on A. But CLG, once again, they're going to be playing into SKDC's setup. This is really interesting right now because SKDC, look at the crossfires coming into play. SKDC crushing this push, absolutely annihilating them. Match point now for SKDC, finally pulling out the round. But imagine if a CLG had just peeked one guy towards A. If they just peeked one guy towards A, maybe just got that little bit of an inkling that perhaps there was a hole in the defense somewhere. But they were committed for that B play, and it was the end of them there. So once more, 15-13, CLG. They've come back so far, James. Is it only to get closed out on at 16-13?
That would be somewhat frustrating. I do wonder if it would be more or less frustrating than losing, say, 16-2. But there we go. I may never know. So we've got 2 people long. It looks like they're going for the long and short push. They've often just been able to trot into short. Sometimes there have been challenges on the early plat itself, but not today. We have 1 long, 1 on the car area, and 1 in CT, I do believe. Yeah, indeed. So things are going to get interesting pretty quickly here. And SKDC may be playing for the retake. They lose the first 2 joules. And the push is coming in as well. So it's a 3v5 retake. This I cannot see going nowhere.
It's going to be pretty impossible, it would seem. As actually he's not planting for long, interestingly, considering that all of his teammates are there.
I do believe that plant you can defend from the platform.
From the platform, okay,
yeah.
All right.
But your whole body's exposed as opposed to being in the pit, so
yeah.
a lot harder.
Interesting. Well, either way, Hayes, let's get the bomb down. And we can see that we have a retreat coming in from SKDC. How's their money looking, James? Financial report with James.
Okay, so not great, really. But I don't know, Els is dead, JDM's dead already, so they should be able to. Well, let's see how much they get as a bonus.
So the interesting thing, right, about the way that they were trying to hold long is that, or the interesting thing about generally the A setup is when you have the 3 players kind of in a line, which allows you to kind of effectively defend long, and you kind of give up catwalk. The idea there is that you want to never let go ever of long, so it enables an easier retake essentially. So you're almost kind of playing for a retake or your AWPer to hit the shots as they rush cat. And we've seen very great AWPers make that work, but that round SKDC gets shut down, and now they've pulled out the fury with that cat push and get a couple kills already at the start of the round. Actually, 20 seconds not even have gone by, and already 3 players eliminated for CLG. This is not a good look for them. Peter, Cutler, got to clutch it out now. All on Peter, or SKDC are going to close this one out right here, right now. CLG, they've been coming back for so long against horrible odds. Is it going to be the end of the story? It will be. SKDC close it out, but what a remarkable show